We've got some breaking news right now. We have just learned that Felicity Huffman was sentenced to 14 days in prison, a $30,000 fine, and 250 hours of community service. Danny Cevallos is here now to dig into this. And Danny, we talked just a few minutes ago, and you said you didn't think she was going to get prison time. Are you shocked that they went this way, even though it's just 14 days?
I am surprised, and you're exactly right. We're talking about such tiny, tiny amounts in a system where hundreds of months feel like the norm. I mean, very draconian sentences in the federal system. 14 days to a month really doesn't seem to make much of a difference, even though another similarly situated co-defendant with a much higher sentencing guidelines range got probation only. But judges have considerable discretion, and they have for at least the last decade since a Supreme Court opinion that rendered all of these sentencing guidelines just advisory. And that gives a judge the power to look at each case's individual facts and really go just about anywhere they want within the sentencing guidelines. But you're absolutely right. When we're talking about 30 days versus 14 days versus 0 days, it isn't that much. But to a defendant, it sure is a lot, especially somebody like Felicity Huffman.
Is the judge just trying to make a point here? And my follow-up question, will she actually spend 14 days in jail? We always hear about sentences and then they don't do quite the time that they've been assigned. I know it's just 2 weeks.
The federal system is a little different because you don't start getting reductions for good time until you reach that year, which is a little insider trick. You'll often see defendants ask for a sentence of a year and a day.
Yes.
Because it's only after a year that you start getting that credit for good time.
Okay.
So it's very likely she'll serve all of those days. Where exactly she'll serve it remains to be seen. It will probably be somewhere relatively close by. But she will serve the time. It's 14 days. I mean, really, by the time they process her and get her into where she's going to be, it's going to be over before she knows it. Of course, easy for me to say.
Right.
She has to actually do the time. But, you know, anyone looking at this will say that the judge was probably trying to be like Solomon, split the difference, go right in the middle, half of what the prosecution wanted and somewhere towards what the defense wanted. But I have to say, respectfully, it is a little inconsistent to take a somewhat similarly situated defendant and give him more. There are a couple other things, too. There's, I would say, a mandate or a directive that courts should consider probation-only sentences for nonviolent first-time offenders. And keep in mind that probation, in this case, calculated the loss to any victim as 0.
Right.
There was no actual victim. Now, you may say, of course, there was a victim. There were students who didn't get into college in place of her daughter. I mean, that's one of the victims in this case. But for the sentencing guidelines, it's the dollar amount that matters. And probation, the U.S. Probation Department itself, which is usually anything but pro-defendant, at least that's my own jaded view as a defense attorney, but they calculated the loss at 0. So this, to me, was a layup for a probation-only sentence. I'm a little surprised at 14 days, but as you said, 14 days versus a month versus 0, not really that much difference.
I know I asked you this earlier. I want to ask you again now that we have the sentencing. Does this sort of send a message, or what does this indicate for the 50 other some odd people who are involved in this case as well?
For those who have pleaded guilty early on, it could be an indicator of what they can expect from this court. Because remember, as I understand it, they're all in the District of Massachusetts. So there's going to be some sort of consistency you would expect. Although today, maybe that's an indicator that things won't be as consistent. Maybe I'm nitpicking. But if you're a defendant like Lori Loughlin, who is elected to roll the dice and go to trial, today's sentence has very little bearing on what you can expect if you are convicted after trial, because at this point she's had more charges added on and she is going to trial. She will not get that acceptance of responsibility reduction, and so she can expect, if convicted, a sentence that is going to be, unfortunately for her, higher than that of Felicity Huffman.
All right, Danny Cevallos, thank you for joining us. And if you're just joining us, the breaking news that Felicity Huffman has been sentenced to 14 days in prison for the college admissions scandal.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.